Hi, it's Dia. I just got this new set of 22 erasable gel pens from Lineon or Lineon, don't know how to say it, and I can't wait to check these out because they're supposed to be completely erasable and I don't understand how. Now, this little hard sort of silicone bud at the end is supposed to be the eraser. They all come with this little, I guess it's a red piece of wax on the tip. It has to be removed before you start working. So I'm sure it's there so it doesn't leak in the packaging, and I really appreciated it. So I grabbed a cute little notebook that was also colorful, and I figured I would try it out just for basic writing because I know people write lists, they write in journals, they do bullet point journals, and I don't keep one of those myself, but I understand that people like to use different colors and especially gel pens in these notebooks, I guess for different categories, and I wanted to see how these worked on regular paper. So I have to say, they are smooth. They didn't skip, and I used all the colors. They're bright. I don't know if they're as bright as regular gel pens, but they're also convenient because they are retractable. So at this point, I have to say I really thought that I liked them, and you'll see. I like them as pens. And now I didn't understand that silicone thing that was supposed to be an eraser at the end. So I started to erase and I was basically shocked. Not only does it erase, it makes everything except the indentation in the paper from pushing disappear. Uh, so after I discovered that, I wanted to see if you were able to write over the top of what you just erased, and yes, indeed, you were. Now, I also understand that there's other pens out there like this, so I'm a little behind the times. There's another pen out there called Friction Pen, so I guess they're very similar. Now, I wanted to see if they work the same as regular gel pens, because I've used them before almost as I would with watercolor pencils, and I wanted to see if they blend with just plain old water. And yes, as you can see here, they do. I grabbed a regular gel pen with a regular cap, and I quickly wrote underneath it because I wanted to compare the blendability factor. With water, I went over the top, and as you can see, it basically does the same thing as the retractable, erasable gel pens. Now, the one that I just used is not erasable. Oh, let me find out who makes those. Okay, those are made by Technic, and I'll put all the information about them. I think that set was 120, and they had neon and glitter. Really nice set. So I'll put that link below, and they're totally reasonable. Now here's the weird part about these pens. Watch what happens when I apply heat with this blow dryer. I have no idea why this happens, but I read about it in some of the reviews that people have taken notes with these pens and left their notebooks between class or whatever. They came back and there was a hot car. Their notes were gone. So here's me trying to cool it off to see if it would actually come back. And it doesn't seem to come back when it's cooled off. So that is one thing I have to tell you. If you get these pens, they write really nice. They are smooth. They are lovely colors. But wow, you have to be careful of the heat. So just for fun, I thought that I would try sort of everything on these pens because they are kind of odd. So I thought I would color a regular leaf, a ladybug, and a couple of berries. I would try to erase something really dark, and I would also try to see if I could use water on them and make anything that I color with them actually look decent. So it's a basic leaf. I decided I was going to color in the veins separately and try to actually make it look relatively decent. And to see how these pens held up. Were they going to skip, or were they just going to be good for writing? Could I blend them together? Would they get muddy if I added water? Because I've never used them before. So far here, they blend really nicely together. I have to say that I think they were thoughtful putting the colors together in this set. Yeah, so far so good. I thought it was also very interesting when I first took that little tiny red ball off the tip of the pens. There was no problem with any of the pens starting. I didn't have to, you know how you have to sort of run the pen in a circle a bit on a piece of paper to get it started. None of that. They literally worked straight away. So that was also really nice. And the colors were really vibrant. Here's a darker green, and it went right over the top of all the others. Now, I don't know if layering is a thing or a problem with gel pens, because I usually don't use gel pens as a regular medium if I'm doing some type of art. But these worked really nice. So here I am wetting the brush, and I wanted to see what the colors did after they were wet. So I have to say, strangely enough, they work in that way, just like any other gel pen. So I don't know if the secret is in the ink, in the strange eraser. You know what? I'm going to find out right now. I'll be right back. Okay, here's a regular gel pen. Let's see. Let's give it 2 seconds or so. And I'll take one of these. Let me see if that's dry. Dry enough. Okay, let's see if it erases. Nope. So yeah, it's the ink and the eraser. Very interesting. Okay, so as you can see, I went off the edge a little bit, so I'm sorry about that, but I just wanted to do a quick test. Yeah, it's the ink along with that very interesting little eraser on the end that does not feel like an eraser at all. So yeah, these are a very strange hybrid of, I don't know what they are, sort of. I guess I would consider them like a pencil, although they feel nothing like a pencil just because you can erase it. And like I said, they erase like nothing was ever there. So it's fascinating. And I guess I can see why the other brand is called Friction, because you do have to rub relatively hard to make the ink disappear to that point. But very interesting. As you can see here, the greens are lovely. The red is a true red. The black covered really well. I did those little dots on purpose because I wanted to see if I could get little finessey details. I mean, I really like these pens, but they scare me. I don't know why. I don't know why they would make them disappear with heat, or maybe that's just a byproduct of the formula to begin with. I don't know. And that makes me wonder how long they would last in general. You know, everything fades. If you leave something in the sun, especially a red, it's going to fade in the sun. Remember the construction paper that used to be on the bulletin boards when we were kids? If you took it down, everything that was behind the letters, or if it overlapped, was still dark. Everything fades. So I wonder if this fades any faster because of the formula. I don't know. Well, that's to say I don't know right now. So now I have to do a test. I'm going to put regular gel pens next to these erasable gel pens. I'm going to leave them in the sun. My art room, as you've probably noticed if you watch any of my videos, gets pretty much direct sunlight in the afternoon. I could even leave them at the back of my house in the morning, the front in the afternoon, and see how fast they fade. It's worth a shot. We can, who knows? Wouldn't it be interesting to see if it actually stayed longer? Okay, now I wanted to make these berries relatively dark because I wanted to go back and erase one of them just to see, because the purples and the blues are going to be pretty intense. So I decided I would erase this one. And I very quickly colored, and I don't even think I gave it a real chance to dry, and then went right in to try to erase it. And I smeared it. You can see that it sort of went on the top and on the bottom of the area that I colored. But then, as I kept coloring, it eventually went away. So yeah, even if it's wet, even the little parts that went outside the lines eventually did vanish. The jelly roll worked very well on top of it. Yeah, other than the fact that I'm terrified that anything that I draw or write with it will disappear, these pens are really cool. So I went right back over the top of the area that I just erased and added some water to it, and that was perfectly fine too. So I don't know, maybe these pens are good for practice, or I'm not sure what. They look really nice, but yeah, I guess if you keep them in your air-conditioned house, well, I can't even say that because I don't know how long they will last. I do think that they would be really cool for younger people. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I was all into the Spy Club and Invisible Ink and that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm sure kids would love them. And they're a relatively reasonable price too. Once again, links below. Yeah, so right now I'm just using more colors and just seeing how it all works, how it all blends together. I kind of goofed on these leaves a little bit. I wanted to see how it would work if I colored on top of the wetter areas like I did with the berries, and then I kind of goofed. You can see that I pulled the darker colors over the lighter colors, and probably not the best look in the world, but not too bad. And they were fun to use, so I just kept going for a little bit. I kept this one more simple. And then I wanted to see if I could make just regular lines over the top. Meaning like a little bit of veins, similar to the other leaf. And yes, it did work fine. Oh, and by the way, let me know what your favorite gel pen is, because my old favorite, Crafty Croc, I can't seem to get anymore. And yes, I do have a new favorite one, the Jelly Roll, but I've only used white on black paper, so let me know, please. Now what I'm doing is I'm turning on my handy dandy little fan, and I'm cooling off that area that I blow dried before with heat that made the words disappear. and it didn't work. None of it came back. So once it's gone, it looks like it's gone. So very quickly, I wanted to see if the regular gel pen, which I just wrote with, or the retractable gel pen, I'm sorry, the erasable gel pen was any good on the black notebook. So as you can see, the darker colors, not so much. The lighter colors were okay. Like you could see the yellow in the erasable was fine. The regular was a little bit better, but funny enough, the yellow was the worst in the regular. So I can't say any of those were great. I would say the Jelly Roll was better. So that was it. That was my review of the Lineon or Lineon gel pens, the erasable gel pens. What do I say? I'm actually a little confused. I love the way they worked. They were bright. They felt great to use, but once again, they will vanish in the heat. So I'm going to leave it up to you if you get them or not. I don't think I would do any important school notes or any kind of notes that had to last for a long time. Especially don't bring them in a hot car. And don't do any wonderful art with it because I can't guarantee. So once again, I will be doing a test to see if they fade in the sunlight also, not just the heat. So that's my answer. They're very strange. And yet I had a whole lot of fun using them. So thank you for watching this video. I'm so glad you were here today. And I hope you give me a like and maybe a share. And I will see you soon. I'll have more videos coming shortly, and I hope you're all well. So thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye.